Alright, dental assistant and aspiring jazz singer. Petty thievery. This boogie woogie wannabe couldn't carry a note in a bucket if she tried. Ow! That's terrible. And she does. And she does try. Oh, how I did try. Breaking when the clubs are closed. Damn, though. Alright, let's do it. Tone Deaf Tilly. I still think Robot's going to be my... because there's got to be 3 more prime suspects here. So let's say... Jazz Singer, Robot Man, and... Valley Girl or Cruella DeVille. I really don't think you're going to be a prime suspect, but I could be wrong. Let's hit it. 27 minutes for 54 items. That is exactly 2 items per minute. Faucet. Let's see. Faucet, grappling hook. Oh, there we go. Grapes. Those are pine cones, dummy. Grapes are up top. Penny. Probably be a large penny on somebody's... Oh, ear. I was going to say on top of somebody's eye, but it was not. Club is almost in very... Well, I mean, it's one of 2 things. It's a golf club or it's a... it's a club from the game of poker. Well, not the game of poker, just playing cards. You know what I'm saying. Club femur. Millipede. Ew. Soup bowl. Has a comb and a brush. That's an inchworm, not a millipede. Club femur, soup bowl, millipede. Soup bowl. Yeah, this screen has a huge amount of empty space, doesn't it? To the point that it's weird that I'm having trouble finding this millipede. I found the snake. I didn't get asked for a snake. I found, I don't know what the hell that thing is, but I found it. I got a weird-ass wrench. I've got something underneath that comb. I've got a lizard. I've got a ruler. No sign of a millipede, though. Faucet Club. Faucet Club. Oh, Fawcett Comics. You were the best comics. You gave us Captain Marvel, who was Marvel-us? No, that's... Yeah, that's not a thing. Is that the... No, that's not the faucet either. Alright, I'm gonna just take a pass on the screen for the moment, and we'll come back when we have to, because we will have to. But, not yet. Alright. City Park. Pickle. Is that in a... No, it's literally just lying there. Skeleton key, so that's going to be a key with a skull on the end, I assume. Boat, spider, carpet bag. Hey, what is a carpet bag? I remember, you know, hearing about carpetbaggers, who were, of course, people who came down after the Civil War to, I guess, steal land or immigrate or something. I never quite understood the reference. Carpetbag, sweet roll, old hat, heart. Well, there's the old hat. There's a spade. Thanks. And I located on the heart on the other screen, turning this into a gift of the Magi type of situation. If the gift of the Magi was talking about hidden object games. Which, who's to say that isn't what that story was a subtext about? Sorry, it was a metaphor for, not a subtext about. I certainly said that backwards. What does a sweet roll look like? Like, if you said Danish, I'd know right off. If you said cinnamon roll, I'd know what you meant right away. But a sweet roll? That's a thing I don't recognize. Alright, so that's a... It occurs to me I may never have introduced this video. I'm the Hidden Object Guru, and we're playing Mystery Case Files. Is that a... No, that's some kind of a bug. Alright, let's just move on. It's getting very annoying. Spider, skeleton key, sweet roll, carpet bag. Oh, is that a carpet bag? Is it literally a bag made out of carpet as the fabric it's made out of? I said it's made out of twice there, but I think it was clear what I meant. Is that why it's called a carpet bag? Because it was hastily sewn together based on the most likely fabric that it was available, pieces of carpet? I guess that would make sense. Yay! I finally get to click on the palette. Gotta been waiting for that for a while. There's the rubber duck. There's the raccoon tail. I think of it as part of a Davy Jones hat. But both are accurate. There's the candy cane. What is a hazard? Oh, that's a hazard light. Oh, yeah, of course. You put it on top of one of those hazard sticks. What do you call those? So squeegee is right here. That went great. And for the first time, I'm not worried about completing this level on time. Okay. Let's do abandoned hospital. Oh, damn it. We need a battery. Ugh, I hate these so much. Alright, let's be on the lookout for battery in these 3 screens, and then we will come back if we have to the first 2 in case we miss the batteries there. First 3 in case we missed the batteries there. Huh. It's a lot of getting words wrong. I'm noticing combination lock. Oh. Yeah, there you go. Microscope. You know, I do the telescope reference all the time. I'm not going to start saying microscope. That would be, you know, that would go from an obsession with a certain reference to just craziness. So I'm just not going to do it. Hearts in a row. That's them, isn't it? So wait, I'm looking for hearts in a row. And there's all these hearts around Frankenstein's head. But that's not what we're looking for. Oh, and the UFO isn't the space capsule. This screen has gone mad. Gear. What the hell was that? That was a snake. Okay, well, you know, I finally found out. That is a gear. In what world is that not a gear? I feel like this screen has betrayed me now. I got a scarlet A. I've got some white bananas. Bananas that have had their color changed just to deceive us. So that thing at the top left here, that wheel there, we're supposed to accept that that's not a gear. Okay. Bat? Well, the bat I've got. Skeleton key microscope. I got a thermometer. I really do want to find... Is that the skeleton key? That is the skeleton key. What makes that a skeleton key as opposed to just a key? Well, que sera, sera. Alright. So gear has to be circular because it's a gear. Can't have a square gear, can you? Oh, there it is. Space capsule, which again is not the UFO. Should be triangular. Is that it up there? That is it up there. And I meant, you know, cylindrical. Although cylindrical is not the word I'm looking for. Cone shape. Jesus. How did it take me that long to get to the word cone? There's my telescope. I'm using a hint for hearts in a row later. Like, I have to know what that meant. I just got an email or a text. I wonder which one it'll be. Puffin. Puffin I've been looking at for ages. Jackknife. That's you. I called you a lock blade earlier. I don't know if those are the same thing. Because jackknife is one of those things that I've seen in print, but I don't actually have any frame of reference in real life for what it's like. I grew up at a time when it wasn't common for boys to carry knives around. So never in my life until the past 2 years have I ever carried a knife around. And the reason I carry a knife around is the saddest thing in the world. It's because everything I buy comes in plastic packages that are hard to open. So it's just handy to have a knife with a 1-inch blade around to be able to pop things open. Alright, I forgot to search for the battery. Both here and in the previous screen. I'm going to say negatory on the battery on both those screens. Because the battery's right here. Gold paperclip. Oh, God. I always forget where the gold paperclip is. It's a really bad habit of mine. Is it inside? No, it's not inside that thing. Okay, 2 notes. Alright. How hard should that be? Hey, I gotta get the eye. Nice. 2 eyes without a face. Jeez, that's creepy. There's a nose, there's an ear, there's a George Washington penny whistle. I'm never gonna forget that one. I mean, it's red and it's got... Oh, it's like a aluminum whistle, I guess is why it's considered that. Is that a notebook? No, that's a note. Oh my god, 2 notes! So one of them will be a musical note and one of them... Well, you see what they're getting at. GD game. Always got to be so GD clever. Notebook. That's not something you'd think could hide itself very well. Flame. Deck of cards. That's not a deck of cards. It's only like 7 cards. Does that count? It does not. Okay. I got sweets. No. Okay. Deck of cards. Note. Notebook. Gold paper clip. Spear. There's the gold paper clip. It's on the saxophone. All right. And there's the spear. Is that a rose? All right. So I'm looking for a note. Like a musical-looking note. The Dizzy Gillespie reference is awesome and all, but I'm looking for... Oh, there it is. Now that's a good old-fashioned Christmas down on the farm. There's the notebook. Ugh. So notes and a notebook. You're very cute, game. One eye without a face. The sun has only 2 eyes. Yeah, it has 2 eyes, so that's not going to count. There's a lion head. Oh, there it is, the smoke. We actually talked about the smoke previously, so it's a little shameful that it took me that long. I don't know where that thing is. Yep, not going to worry about it. City dump, let's do this. I hate this so much, but we need all of the items on this screen and a bunch more to start using the hints, so this better go well. Wow, that was lucky. I need a pine cone, don't I? Yeah, I saw it. Blue marbles at the top right, that I remember. Orange slices, well, they should be easy to find because of, you know, the color. So in the show QI, which is a very, very well done show, I discovered... well, I mean, you discover stuff you've never heard all the time on QI. That's the whole point of the show QI. Hosted by Stephen Fry, beloved creative partner of Hugh Laurie, an unbelievably talented sketch comedian who for like a decade now has wasted his talents in drama. Go back to comedy, Stephen Fry. Wow, that went great. And it's only because they've taken me to this one so many times that I've just learned where most things are, but that did go great. Fawcett Millipede Club. But anyway, so apparently the word orange was named after oranges. Like, they were called oranges first. Oh, that's the millipede right there, isn't it? No, it really looked like that was a millipede on the rim of that. What do you call that thing? Is this a fountain? Is that the cistern around the fountain? Or is that just the weird decoration of the thing she's on? I don't need a potato peeler. I don't know why I clicked on the potato peeler. It obviously wasn't a millipede. What about this stanchion and the guardrail between the 2 stanchions? Could that... Oh, the millipedes. The millipede was hidden by my record bar. That's embarrassing. Alright, you know what? I mean, it had to happen eventually. Faucet, there's the faucet. Okay, we're doing fine. So City Park. Can we quickly... Oh, wait, I know what the skeleton key looks like now. So I've got a chance of actually finding it Fairsville-y without using another hint. Which I am happy to do, don't get me wrong. And I do want to know what a sweet roll looks like. I gotta say, one thing I massively enjoy... Is that a sweet roll under the hot dog? No. Alright, I'm finding out what a sweet roll is. Okay, hint please. It was just another cinnamon roll looking thing and I somehow missed it. A little embarrassed now. Let's go to Mingoes Playhouse and find out what the deck of cards was. It was also hidden by my recording bar. I'm going to try shifting my recording bar off to the side here. Maybe kind of get it out of the way. This is quite embarrassing. Alright, so that's my recording bar. It's still recording, thank heavens. There we go. It is okay for me to return to the map. I hate doing it this way, but it's the only way to be sure. Just want to move it just to the far enough that you can actually see the word recording. So I'll know if it, you know, dumps out on me again. Yes, abandoned. I needed to know what hearts in a row were. Oh, screw you. I mean, I had that coming, but seriously, though, screw you. Oh, I feel like such a dope. Oh! Well, that's nice. A thing has shipped to me from Amazon. Alright, so you go way up here. Nope. One higher than that. Oh, is that the Empire State Building? Huh. Don't know a lot about the Empire State Building. So yeah, apparently the word orange, till, what did they say, 17th century or something like that? They just called orange things shades of red. They would just describe it as, you know, bright red or pale red or stuff like that, or yellowy red, you know, sunset red, things like that. Oh my god, I was right! It is her! This is great! She was one of them! I was really hoping she would be. Oh my god, so Robot Man has to be, right? Just logically, Robot Man has to be, because if Robot Man wasn't, then you would already have 5 when you got to him, and there'd be no reason to investigate him. So it's not really an accomplishment to say that Robot Man is going to be one. So really, the only question is Cruella de Vil, Valley Girl, or weird-looking lady. Which do you think it's going to be? I personally think it's going to be Cruella de Vil, but that's only because she's designed to look like Cruella de Vil, and that's what the game wants me to think. So I could easily be wrong about that at that point. Nope, that goes right at the bottom. I need one more piece of the... Is that it? Hell yes, it is. Okay. Boom. So yeah, apparently orange is... in the same way that they didn't have the color blue in ancient Greece. So, you know, in the Iliad, there's a constant strange attempts to describe water. And they're all like, water was red, water was green, water was violet, things like that. Because they just didn't have the color blue. Well, they had the color blue, kind of, but they didn't have the words to describe it because they didn't recognize it as a distinct color. Anyway, that's something I find mildly interesting. Unfortunately, I only find it mildly interesting. If I found it quite interesting, it would be a better show. And again... So wait, now this visual does work? You know what? Oh, okay, I get what happened. Alright, so I thought the visuals weren't working. And I think this is what happened last time, which is why I gave up on trying to make it work. And just didn't stream my video the last few times. Was because... Prime suspect. Nice. I think it was because... it has trouble starting the stream and is well behind, like a minute or two behind. There we go. Oh, seamstress. Nice. Larceny, breaking and entering, carjacking sheep from a cattle ranch last September. Miss Donan fleeced the flock to prototype her spring... Ugh. You're the worst. Oh my god, we've already been at this 5 hours. What is wrong with me? So curator office needs batteries... but that's all that needs batteries. So let's start at the abandoned hospital and work our way left and be on the lookout for the battery the whole time. Bloody hand. Oh! I accidentally got the pitchfork while clicking on the bloody hand. Orange half should be easy to find, and it is. Snake? Oh yeah, it turns out that weird nonsense curled around there was a snake. We found that out last time. And I've got another email. I'm not going to go and check that one, because I ordered 2 things at the same time. That is the nut. I'm clicking on the nut. It's at the feet of the mouse. What is happening here? Can we not see that that is a nut? Okay, I know you can't see the clicker, so please bear with me, but right at the feet of the nut, that is the mouse, that is quite clearly a nut. Wait, they mean this. Yeah, well, you're not allowed to just change that, okay? You're not allowed to just change which one you mean without warning me. Sorry, that really bothers me, as I think you understand. Alright, next up, Pier 11. Rolling pin, mug, typewriter, 2 starfish, 2 keys, seagull, diving robot? What is a diving robot? Is one of those things from that James Bond movie I was talking about the other day? Maybe. Alright, 2 keys. 2 keys. It's weird. My first instinct on this screen is to just completely give up. I know I have to, if I'm going to beat the the level, I have to at least find 4 items. I have to find 2 items here, plus... Actually more. I have to find 3 plus 2 items. Because I have to get it down to 1 of each for all of the things, and then make sure 2 go away. So I don't have the opportunity to skip it. Here's something that's very strange, and I think everyone has experienced at one time or another. Well, okay, not everybody, but people who both play video games and do other things at the same time. Your mind creates connections between the thing you were doing at the time and video games. So I just started thinking about my beloved game, Dead to Rights. If you've been on the channel before, you might have heard me talking about the game Dead to Rights. A game I was obsessed with because of how incredibly badly written it was. And how, you know, it took itself so completely seriously while being so completely ridiculous. And my review of it was epic, I think is the nicest way. Oh, there he is. There's the rope. And it was like the guy from the James Bond movie. Nice. And there's the mug. This went great. Where was the typewriter? I remember the typewriter being somewhere strange and kind of out of sight. But I'm just not, you know, clicking. Is that it? No. No. Very no. Is that it inside the cabin? I'm gonna have to come back. But anyway. If I'm questioning my most... my proudest moment, in fact, as a video game critic, was when I was playing Gratitude? Is there a thank you on here somewhere? Do I need the mouse for once? I could totally grab that mouse again. So I remember where the turkey and the snowman are. You know, I don't think I've ever grabbed the 2 tea bags here. There's the horseshoe. Cherry is right. Is that a cherry? Looks like a cherry to me. Oh yeah, Gratitude. We talked about this. The thank you in the trash bin, because you throw trash away. 2 tea bags. Is there a tea bag hanging out of that? No. Is that a tea bag right there? No, it is not. You know what? Taking a pass on the 2 tea bags, everybody. Not going to waste any more time on this screen. Was when I, you know, got the game Dead to Rights 2 on day of release because I was desperate to play it. Because, you know, I had some harsh words for Dead to Rights. And Dead to Rights 2 had an incredibly troubled development cycle. It's funny, they essentially made most of the game. And then because there was a disagreement, as I understand it, between a bunch of the people working on it. Abe? Who is Abe? Or is it Abe? Oh, no. Honest Abe, right. It's never Abe. Do you think that makes him sad? Shinzo Abe, the president of Japan? Prime Minister of Japan. I just said president of Japan. That's really embarrassing. But anyway. Yeah, they had made an entire game, Dead to Rights 2, almost. And they threw it away after a disagreement, but you know, between about whether the game was going well or not. So they essentially threw out the whole game and slapped together a new game relatively quickly and just called it Dead to Rights 2. Using, you know, the same mechanics. Does the fire bell count? It does not. Dog, well, I know where the dog is. He's on this sign. Second butterfly. Years later, well, not that many, but a couple of years later, Dead to Rights, the unreleased Dead to Rights 2 would be rejiggered a little and turned into Dead to Rights Reckoning for the PSP. Because, you know, by the time they decided to put it out there, they had all these assets, they could just release it without too much trouble, right? But they weren't going to upgrade it for the PlayStation, for the like PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. So they just put it on the PSP because you could get away with doing essentially a PS2 game on the PSP because it's, you know, PSP. That's what they did with Monster Hunter. They just basically re-released stuff from... Yay, Hippo! Not huge rejiggerings of Monster Hunter 1 and 2 into Monster Hunter Freedom and Monster Hunter Freedom 2 and Monster Hunter Freedom Unite. By the way, Monster Hunter Freedom Unite is one of my all-time favorite video games. I would put it higher on my list than it is, if only it hadn't crippled my hand because I became obsessed with it. You can say, what was your own obsession that crippled your hand? And I would say yes, but the fact that the PSP is essentially unplayable for someone with large hands, I think has to factor in a little. Like, they could have put a warning on there that, oh, by the way, if you play this for more than an hour at a time, every day, it's going to cripple your hands. You know what's really crazy? I'm such a ridiculously digressive speaker that I only just this second, realized that I started saying that because I was recording footage from Dead to Rights while watching terrible movie You're Next. Now I can't think of Dead to Rights without thinking about terrible movie You're Next. That's the point I was trying to make before that whole thing happened. And then I started talking about my own connection to Dead to Rights, and I didn't even finish that story, which was about how my review of Dead to Rights got a shout-out in Dead to Rights 2, which I was very proud of, because, you know, I put a lot of work into that review. It took like a week to write. I played the game 3 times. And it's not a short game. I posted it in sections. And then I put it on the message board for Namco. And not willing to leave well enough alone, I also reviewed the extensive supporting material about Dead to Rights. Okay, Women's Shoe, right there. I reviewed the extensive supporting material, the character bios and whatnot on the website. And then, Clown! Der Clown! Yes. Reviewed all the stuff on the website, and I even... I found out there was a comic book, so I wasn't... Oh, crap, I never found the battery. That's embarrassing. We only have 18 minutes left, so let's just quickly find the battery. Yes, there it is. No, that's a croquet mallet. It's always a croquet mallet when you think it's a battery, HOGuru. Dirty Dog Deli. Oh, there he is. The dirty dog in question. I better not have to use a hint to find the battery. That would be battery. Oof. Nobody's proud I said that. A second bell would be great. And that was it! Hell yes! Let's go back here and look for the battery, shall we? Oof. Nope. Millie the Milliner it is. Come on, if it wasn't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. And there we go. So yes, Dead to Rights is the point I was trying to make. A red 2 string. Rain check, I know where that is. 4 nines, 2 Chinese stamps. Well, how do I tell Chinese stamps from other stamps? That was apparently a Chinese stamp. 4 nines, 2 trees, string, a red 2 lightning bolt. I mean, I've found the lightning bolt before, I feel like, but I don't remember where. 4 nines. Ah, there's a 9. You're not going to catch me with that one again. Second 9. That is also not a Chinese stamp. I thought it might have been the other kind of stamp, the stamp where you stamp things. I was like, can I write an I next to that X and turn it into a 9? And the answer, of course, is no. This isn't that kind of hidden object game. Meaning it's not a hidden object puzzle adventure, as they like to call them. Dr. Hopa. Feh. Oh my god, I still haven't technically even found anything yet, because I keep just... Ah, there's the red 4. It was a red 2 I was looking for. And I'm having no luck, which, as we established, is my nature. Okay. Fish, 2 trees. This is ridiculous. Fish, string, 2 trees, a red 2, a 9, a Chinese stamp. But there's no real way to tell which stamp is Chinese. Is that a tree? That was the fish. So, does a club count as a tree, even though it's clearly meant to evoke the appearance of a tree? That's a tree. Thank you. Don't know how I missed it the first time, but I got there eventually. Okay. String, Chinese stamp. Nope. Is that also a tree? It sure as heck-fi isn't. Seriously, though, Dead to Rights is the worst written video game ever. And it's weird. I saw for sale for like $5 one day. Ah, there it is. 50-cent Bulletproof, which was the other game that Andre Emerson, the guy who made Dead to Rights, made. Okay. Is that string? No, it's just a weird metal loop that's on top of oh, those are the ears. Okay, that's embarrassing. Apparently I, for a moment, forgot how glasses work. Well, I'm not used to those really elaborate loops that hook behind the ears is the problem. Okay. Come on, we can do this. We need one more item. 2 string 9 Chinese stamp. 2 string 9 Chinese stamp. We're sure that's not a Chinese stamp. Is it a picture of string? Is that the secret? That's never the secret. What about this 6? I bet I could turn it into... No. Red 2, everybody. So yeah, sitting here in my house right now, I have both a copy of Dead to Rights Reckoning, which I've never played, and 50-cent Bulletproof, which I've also never played. And honestly, I should just sit down and do it. I should just make that a... Oh, come on. I should just make that a thing I do. You know, sit down and play these games. Oh, how is that a Chinese stamp? Whatever. Oh, 19, it doesn't count. That time they tricked me, and I deserve to get tricked. Paperclip. Hey, what the hell? Tell me where the paperclip is. I'm not stuck up. I'm sure we could find it if we searched around some more, but why bother? Oh! Yeah, that's fair. Okay, here we go. Alright, so now I'm going to tell you a behind-the-scenes story from a short film I made that I find mildly entertaining, and we'll see if you find it entertaining as well. So, wait, that isn't the same one? No, it's not, huh? Okay, so here's the story. So, I was, casting a short film, right? And it was a parody of a terrible movie I had seen. And the terrible movie I had seen, I didn't realize at the time, was made in the town I lived. Like, I had seen this movie. I had, gotten very angry at how stupid this movie was. And so I had written a cruel parody of it, right? And I cast a guy who is prominent in my town's acting scene to play the lead in my short film. And the short film also required a sheriff character. There we go. Nope. No, that's not the right one. Wow. Oh, they trick me a lot, don't they? Well, that's their job. They're hidden object games. This is a disaster what's happening right now. Ah, there she is. Anyway, so I had cast this guy as prominent local community. And so he said to me, because I had seen all of the actors who came in to read for a sheriff. And, you know, there were a couple of good ones, and one of them I ended up casting as the sheriff. Spoiler alert for the end of the story. And so what happened was, the guy who I've got playing the lead says, I've got the perfect guy to play a sheriff in the short. I'm like, but he's not in town right now. Maybe I can see if he can do a video audition or something like that. And I'm like, well, I mean, I trust you. What the hell? You're playing the lead. Introduce me to this guy. So he tries to get in touch with the guy, but he's unable to. And so we end up shooting the thing before. But he shows me some clips of a... shows me some clips of the guy already playing a sheriff in a movie. And I'm like, that's weirdly familiar. And it didn't occur to me why it was weirdly familiar, right? So, what the hell? Ah, there we go. It didn't occur to me why he was familiar, but he was familiar to me. So we make the short film. We all have a good time. I really like it. You can see it, I think, next month. It's being uploaded right now. So I mean, obviously I'm going to promote it when it's out, but you'll be able to see it soon is the point. And so what happens is, we make the short film, I'm in editing, blah, 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 blah. I'm looking at the, perfect. So I went back and I looked at the film I had been parodying, right? Oh, it wasn't Cruella de Vil. God damn it, no. I guess that means it's Valley Girl, right? Valley Girl and Robot Man? Okay. Fashion Police, nice. Alright. Let's do it. Actually, let's take a break here. I should probably finish this. Well, I'll start the next thing while I start the story. Oh, it's Paris Hilton. Okay. It's supposed to be Paris Hilton. I was saying Valley Girl, but it's fake Paris Hilton. Right, Aristocrat Hotel, so that means I need a battery. Yep, and any other battery stuff? Wait, what? No, they're not letting me. Because the list came up, I'm like, are you going to let me do it in the dark? Because I've done this so many frigging times, I probably could. Mixed gas is where we're starting. Alright, so, I'll finish this story, because it would be really bad if I didn't finish this story and be like, you have to go to the next video to hear the end of this story, if you're interested at all, which I may be giving myself way too much credit. Alright, the point is, so I went back and I looked at the film I'd been cruelly parodying, right? And here's where it got weird. The clip that my lead had showed me of the sheriff, of the guy he knew playing a sheriff, was a clip from the movie I had been parodying. He had played the sheriff in that movie. So, because I didn't think to look at his IMDb page or ask the lead, I missed out on the chance to have the guy who played the sheriff in the original movie also play the sheriff in my parody of that film. So yeah, that was pretty funny. And it turned out my lead had also been in the movie. I was a smaller part, he wasn't the sheriff or anything, but he was also in that movie. Because it had been made in Ottawa, where I live. So yeah, that is my elaborate, way too long story about the time I missed out on the chance of being able to cast. And the thing is, the guy who ended up playing the sheriff, I really loved. I think he did a great job. I was super happy with him. I would cast him in anything. You know, he's just wonderful. He's now been in two things. One thing I wrote and directed. He's been in one thing I wrote, and he's fantastic. He's retired from acting now, which is super sad. But, you know, he is wonderful. Alright. what am I looking for? What is a garden claw? Is that thing with the handle and the 3 spikes coming out of it? That's probably what they're talking about, right? Yeah, that's definitely what they mean. Alright, so garden's claw snake toolbox. That's the snake right there. No, it's not. Come on. Wow, toolbox. This is weirdly more difficult than I thought it would be. Okay, there's the thing. Snake, toolbox, garden, claw, electric guitar. Well, at least I know where the electric guitar is. I'll be honest with you. I was looking so blankly at the screen and not engaging with it that a couple of times I thought that said electric claw. And I was about to ask, what the hell is an electric claw? That would have gotten embarrassing fast. No sign of the toolbox, huh? You know what? No, I'm not going to worry about it. Alright, so I think this is a perfect time to take a break. I have been the Hidden Object Guru. Thanks for coming along on this journey with me. If you had a good time and you'd like to see more, you should drop by the buttons that are going to be popping up in a bit. They're going to tell you how to subscribe or watch another video on the channel that the YouTube algorithm thinks you might like. If you have any questions or suggestions, you can drop them into the comments section below the video. I encourage you to do that. If you want to see how this game turns out, drop by the next item on the playlist for more Mystery Case Files Prime Suspects. I will see you there, but until then, au revoir.